Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to our Yoga Psychology, Yoga for Uncertainty class. When we find ourselves in a state of anguish and uncertainty as to what's about to unfold in our life, then we can really get caught up in what we'll call many neural loops within our mind. So the brain actually has been shown scientifically to run in what we call neural loops or neural pathways, similar to a car going around and around a racetrack and not finding the exit ramp. And so these patterns can get set up in our mind when we obsess over outcomes, when we're maybe locked into seeing a worst case scenario. And even though that's not what we want to create, that neural lock-in is actually what's going to manifest that reality for us, because that's what we're focused on. So we have to remember that we are in command of our reality. We are the master and we are the healer of self. Sometimes that's easy to experience and to create a new reality, and other times, particularly when we're in a state of fear or anxiety, we find that we can't see the bigger picture. We don't know where the light is. We're getting consumed by that darkness, the engulfing of the what ifs and the maybes. And this can really take us into a downward spiral of energy. And if we see energy either going in two directions, just to simplify for today, downward spiral or upward spiral. So we want to bring ourselves back into the upward spiral of energy, connect to the multidimensional self, the God, Goddess, self, higher self, whatever you call that energy. And always ask for assistance when you're in that space of uncertainty, because humans have free will. If you don't ask for assistance, that assistance can't come in. For some of you, it'll be asking your angels, guides, loved ones who have crossed over, the prime creator. Again, it really doesn't matter. It's about asking so that benevolent help can come in. And if you're not sure who you're talking to, you can set the parameters. You can say, I call on the highest good. I call on all the loving beings of the universe to come and support me. And sometimes you'll get a frequency come in and you think, oh yes, that is my grandma who's passed over. I feel her around me, or there's a little symbol or a sign that she's left you that's her supporting you. Or it's the angels, particularly when you see the numbers come up like 1111 or 111, 222, 333, 444, 555. You know, if you see that on the clock a lot, you know that's the angel support coming in, or angels can crop up in terms of seeing feathers as well. So keep your eyes open. There's always lots of support coming in. See the omens around you. Notice the little things. Don't worry too much about if you think you're making things up. Of course, we all do that, but you're not. You know, you have to use your imaginative, supernatural, ESP type intelligence to connect into the unseen realms. But we know the unseen realms are there. It's like thoughts and emotions. They're unseen realms, but they absolutely exist. So there's nothing wrong with believing and trusting in the unseen realms, particularly if you're feeling anxiety or uncertain about something. Call in the help. I mean, I call in the help daily anyway when I'm in meditation, because as humans having a third dimensional experience, life can get very challenging. So call in all the help regardless of what's happening. If you need support in any part of your life, relationships, money, work, getting a new project off the ground, whatever it is, that I've got a lot of support around me. And this is how rituals can help you. So obviously, first of all, my beautiful dog is here. Sometimes I don't let him come in for the filming of classes, but I know so many of you comment about him and you just love him being part of the classes. So thank you for that. And I love seeing, you know, if anyone's here that's one of our trainees or graduates, I love seeing your videos too, with your dogs or your cats or birds, fish in them. So the animal medicine is absolutely vital. If you don't have a pet, just notice the birds, the butterflies. There's always animals around, isn't there? So it's so enchanting. They can offer so much support. Of course, I've got my singing bowl and my drum. I've got the little tongue drum here, and I'm going to be using a little bit of sound healing today. I grabbed just some crystals, just a nice little rose quartz, clear quartz, and some other small little crystals that can be helpful. And I've got a blend of essential oils, but what I would like everyone to use if possible, and it's so easy to get, Even if you can't get the quality essential oils, lavender, even at a low grade lavender oil, is, because it's easy to extract that oil, is a good one to use. But hopefully you've got lavender somewhere. If you don't, doesn't matter, but lavender is great. Or maybe after this class you can order some online or go to the shops and get yourself some lavender. So if you do happen to have lavender, if not, just imagine the smells of lavender coming in, using the imagination again, bringing the lavender in. Lavender is one of the best things just to have a little smell and it's going to calm everything down. So if you don't have lavender, I'm wafting this scent out to you now. I didn't have straight lavender, so mine's a bit of a blend, but it does have lavender in it. And that's a Young Living oil. There's a really good brand of essential oils. So let's just now close our eyes down, adjust onto our sit bones. You can be in cross legs, or as I am in Siddhasana, the palms are turned up. We gesture with the palms up that we're in a receptive and open state, and we're open to all the higher support as we move through any uncertainty in our life. I'm stacking my shoulders over my hips and rising tall through my spine, ribs gently drawing towards the spinal column, opening your heart, lifting into the cosmos through the open heart center, but equally grounding down through the sit bones. There's always support from beneath us via Mother Earth and above us via Father Sky. And of course, we could get into the technicalities of what the dimensional realms are, but sometimes we don't need to think too much, particularly if we're feeling uncertain. So it's just simple codes like connect to the earth, connect to the sky. It does help to open your vessel as a holy conduit for those divine energies to rush through you. And the other great support, of course, is breath. Breath is so powerful, and it's something we do in every single yoga class. So let's get the royal breath charging up within our body now, and as the mind anchors into the breath, that becomes your dharana, object of concentration. So it pulls the mind into the present moment, and immediately you see a brighter vision of life, and the solutions start to come in, how to navigate through things. So inhaling through the nostrils, expanding into the lower belly, rising the breath up into the ribs, expanding out and up, chest fills, breath to collarbones, collarbones smile to the heavens, and then without pausing, you'll exhale, let the breath drain out of the chest, out of the ribs. The diaphragm actually moves up so you can empty the belly at the end of the exhalation. And then as you fill up again the lower belly with the inhalation, diaphragm moves down. So that's the internal anatomy of what's happening. You don't have to worry too much about it, but you'll notice that the belly can expand out quite easily as the diaphragm moves down as you inhale. Rising of the breath. Now, because I'm talking, you need to just go with your own natural length breath. You don't have to follow my instructions and wait whilst I'm rabbiting on. You just keep breathing and find your own natural rhythm. It is important though that the in-breath is even to the out-breath. The evenness of breath is one of those amazing factors when it comes to Maharaja Pranayama, and it creates tranquility of mind. It creates the calming down of the oscillations of the mind. So we go from rapid fire thinking into gaps between thoughts, and over time those gaps get longer and longer, and the gaps signify true consciousness, the realm of no thoughts, the realm of being. We're learning that we have choices in this life. We can do rituals like we're doing today to come into being, or we can keep stimulating ourselves and keep looking outside of ourselves for answers, but we will remain therefore in a perpetual state of uncertainty, anxiety, and no doubt sooner or later we're going to be having relationship issues, issues with abundance, opportunities that we wanted not coming our way, and Maybe our health is going to suffer and we're going to have to reach for pharmaceuticals instead of moving through the organic timelines and just remaining close to nature with our health and with our beauty and with our beingness. So these pathways are always available to us. Which one are you going to choose? And remember, there's no right or wrong. We're just simply talking about consequences of choices. But certain choices need to be a so-called mistake at times, knowing they're never a mistake, because the paradox is if you don't make that so-called mistake, you don't learn, you don't understand through direct experience what it means to come back to a pathway that is nourishing for you. Sometimes it sounds like we're talking in riddles when it gets to yoga philosophy. Keep breathing as I'm talking. But it is a paradox. Sometimes it is a riddle, because going off path helps you to get back on path. It's like, well, how does that make sense? Well, it has to, because you're here to experience. You're here to explore. You're here to discover. There's no right or wrong, good nor bad. But through your choices, you understand how energy works. And then you come back to something that is nurturing, that builds your energy, that expands your energy, that connects you to the source code, where you can therefore dwell in a perpetual state of love, joy, peace, bliss. Yes, it is possible, so long as you keep following your deepest knowing of what is truth for you. It may not be truth for the person beside you. So we can get into areas that we realize there is no truth. Only my truth, only your truth. And that immediately can take away uncertainty, because you don't have to lock into certain paradigms or ways of being that others are doing. You are free always to do what you choose. And you may consider that you're not free, but you are free. You are sovereign. You always have a choice. Humans always have a choice. You have free will. So keep breathing and just feel the power coming into you in this present moment awareness via the breath, and just by knowing that you're sovereign and free. Even when you're scared to make a certain decision about what you really want to do, if you make that decision, you'll be amazed how the universe rushes in to support that decision. Sometimes you've got to have that pre-faith, if you like, meaning you've got to just act and then let the reward come. But white knuckling through life thinking, what if I do this, then the worst case scenario will happen, is going to block your energy field. And this is what this class is about today. It's removing uncertainty, and it's coming back to present moment awareness, choosing to follow what the heart says, not the mind, but what the heart says, the feeling, the resonance, the frequency within you knows the truth for you. Not making anyone else right or wrong with what they choose, but really just becoming the empowered God or Goddess that you are. Keep breathing. Pulling energy into your being, really residing here in the present moment, removes uncertainty, removes fear and anxiety. When you vibe high, that is what you attract always. You may observe other people not vibing high, and that tempts you into thinking that's what reality is, but that's their reality. Sometimes that's not easy, because you think, oh, well, that's what life's about. Those people are suffering, therefore we're all suffering. We have to make peace with the fact that souls are here to experience what they need to experience. There's no right nor wrong, good nor bad. That can seem really crazy when there's so much pain seemingly in this third dimensional reality. But we too have been where they've been. We too have suffered. You can't feel guilty for rising into joy and love and peace. Because if you don't, you're not going to help them anyway. You're not going to raise up the frequency here for others to tap into when they're ready. You must be a spiritual warrior. You must keep finding ways to anchor the light, the love, the peace, the joy. You must feel it and embody it and radiate it. That is your spiritual responsibility. And accept what souls are experiencing, because that is also how they learn. No one can ever be caught, stuck, held or trapped in any experience. Life is always in flux. It will always move into a new way. And there is no such thing as being continually in an inescapable reality. Knowing that we also make peace with crossing over, because when we cross over, that could be a way of being released in a blissful way of something that was very traumatic. So continue to breathe and continue to feel and continue just to be here with what is, giving yourself permission to feel the joy as we move into our asanas today, and let this joy radiate out for all your brothers and sisters, all sentient beings on the planet. So if they choose to tune in, they can rise their vibration as well. So gently open the eyes and let's extend out through our arms and inhale. Draw the arms up and above the head, and exhale, bring the hands down through prayer pose. And inhale, push those hands out, arms extended, and the hands are flexed, so the fingers pull back towards your face. And I'm just getting into some spiral motions, doesn't matter what direction you go in. Try and push the underside of the hand away to trigger up through the heart and pericardium meridians. Very nice. And then back in the other direction. That heart pericardium meridian line helps to open the heart and feel the true trust, the true joy of just being here in the moment and knowing that there's always higher solutions available to us. And if we just open, they will come in. So close those hands back into prayer. Just pause for a moment and drop your head towards your hands, beautiful prayer position, and just take pause and ask the universe for what you need right now. Praying really helps to unleash any part of you that was locked into negative outcomes. So just pray for what you need right now. Keep breathing. And then gently open the eyes and press those hands up. Take the prayer up into the cosmos, and exhale, drop the ends of the fingers down to the earth. So you've anchored that prayer down, you've gridded that into the earth plane. And then inhale, draw back up into the heavens, and then exhale, bringing the hands down and through prayer pose. Good. So roll over and onto your knees, and you can sit the buttocks down onto the heels. I love how Coconut knows just intuitively when to move when I need the mat. He's like, do I? So there's always that silent communication, isn't there, with beings that aren't talking back to us. We're so used to talking, but communication goes on silently, and we must remember that. Always silent communion with all that is, with your guides, loved ones, animals, the telluric realm, the Devic realm, it's all there. So I'm just now getting into a Kundalini swirl. I've got the anti-clockwise motion going there, and this immediately is going to trigger the energy that may be laying dormant at the base of my spine, stuck in the Muladhara chakra, the base chakra. And of course that gets me into more density type thinking, meaning I'm stuck in the third dimension, 3D, third density type thinking, and I can't see higher points of view, higher awareness. So as I get my Kundalini swirl going, anything that was stuck of a lower nature starts to energetically move upwards through the spine. And it's going to awaken all the chakras. So it's just gentle, and the chakras start to open. And as the chakras open, they're spirals of energy as well, and they connect to galactic spirals of energy, and the two communicate to each other. We talk about the higher dimensions coming down from the galactic realm, spirals of energy, the decoding way that these spiral energies talk to each other through the chakras, coming into the DNA system of our body, the decoding system of our body. A DNA can also be known as your God code. So it's little ways you think of mRNA, so the messaging system upon the DNA. You think of the God codes, the God messages coming through. And so simple things, and this is the great science of yoga. And so how does this all work? Does it work? But we know that yogis have done these simple things, simple rituals for thousands of years. And yes, of course it works. There is a science to all of this. It may seem supernatural and you wonder, how can it be so simple? Yet it's in the simplicity that the true power resides. Simple rituals that you do every day or every other day bring you back into center, into connection with source code. So keep your breathing going. You're getting that beautiful anti-clockwise spiral. It feels so good as well. I've got my eyes closed so I can tune into the energy deep within, breathing away, feeling everything within myself, not censoring myself or whatever I feel. And these kind of practices help you just to experience all your emotions and let them move like they're meant to. Emotions, emotions, energy in motion. If you move the energy, it won't take you down. If you trap the energy, you start to feel pretty low in vibration. So beautiful, everyone. So gently open those eyes up and hands will come down. You can curl the toes under and you're going to rock back onto your feet. Now, my heels are lifted up here and what I'm doing is engaging my bandhas. So I pull Mula Bandha up, seal from the perineum to the navel, draws the earth energy into my body. And then Uddiyana Bandha, so I can become more upright. My solar plexus flies up into my heart area. Jalandhara Bandha, my throat chakra moves up towards my crown. And so this is really great because now I've got a charge of energy. I've already got the Kundalini going. I'm charging it up more with the bandhas and I'm learning to balance. So I've got my drishti set. That's my focal point. I set my drishti. I work on like we did just when we were sitting, stacking my shoulders over my hips. Don't worry if you're wobbly. And you can bring the hands into prayer pose. Dig your toes into the earth. Feel Mother Earth support you. Pull those bandhas up, supercharge the spinal energy, the Kundalini energy. Focus, 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 drishti. Wow, when you focus, you can't think of anything else but the present moment. So balance poses really help us just to be here and now. Nowhere else to be, here and now. Then the full power comes into you. Power of the present moment. Bring your hands down and just start to straighten out your legs. You can shift your feet hip width apart. You want to have the outside edges of the feet parallel the outside edges of the mat. Pull up through the inner arches, spread out through all the toes. Keep the knees bent and fire the sit bones into the sky. So tilt and separate the sit bones up to the sky. Can you feel that charge of energy coming through the bladder meridian and also these hamstring tendons? Good, now inhale, Uddiyana Bandha, so suck that solar plexus energy up in behind the heart and it should give you some release out so you can go deeper into the pose. If you want to straighten the legs, of course you can. I'm keeping this class gentle for today because we need gentle and nurturing, don't we, when we're in a space of feeling uncertain. We don't need more pressure on us at all. So I'm holding on to my elbows there and I'm dropping my crown chakra towards beautiful Mama Earth and I'm just letting go of my problem solving and my planning and my analysing and my needing to control outcomes, and I'm just slipping back into my right brain, creative brain, spiritual brain as I just let go. And the weight of the world's tumbling from the shoulders. No heaviness, no burden, just being here and breathing. Feels so good letting the fresh oxygenated blood flow down into the head, and you get a little facial as well. You get all that blood flow into your face. So nice. So ground down through your feet. Inhale, draw your arms up from the side body, coming all the way up, and then exhale, releasing the arms wide down to the side. So we'll continue on with our balancing poses because these really just check where the mind focus is at and we can just anchor back into this now moment. So we're going to ground strongly through the right foot. So big toe presses in, lift and fan the other toes, broaden the foot, roll the outside edge of the foot down, lift up through the inner arch. If you're feeling wobbly today, it's going to be an indication the mind's really doing a bit of a merry dance. But that's okay, wobble away, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of like a diagnostic tool in a way, balance poses. Or you might find that you were wobbly at the beginning and then you lock into stillness and you bring yourself back into this now moment. But if you're very wobbly, this may be good for you today. We'll do Vrksasana, tree pose. Or you can go the sole of the foot around the knee, or you can come up a little bit higher and draw the heel of the foot into kind of the groin, but the foot presses into the inner thigh and the inner thigh presses into the foot, so that seal of energy should get you nicely maintained within the pose. You want to work this left knee out to the side. The hips press forward slightly, not too much, but you find you want a level pelvic bowl. Lift and open the heart. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, and then keep them relaxed, even though you'll pull the arms up and above the head. Pull the palms together, but keep those shoulder blades sliding down the back, so you're not pinching the shoulders up around your neck. Breathing here. Think about the power of our trees, what they remind us to do. Nature's so potent. Good. Inhale and exhale. Arms come wide down to the side, and then we release that leg down. And then we set up for the other side. So big toe presses in, lift and fan the other toes, broaden the foot, roll the outside edge of the foot down, lift up through your inner arch, and then just find where you want to be with this pose. There's no right or wrong. And then you want to work the foot into the inner leg into the foot. Work the knee out to the side as much as you can. If you press the hips forward a little bit, you should be able to work that knee more on that external rotation. Beautiful. Keep your shoulders nice and soft. Arms come up as it feels right for you. Breathing here. You've got your drishti set. Great focal point. Really helps you to move out of uncertainty into experiencing just what is, accepting what is, releasing judgment. Breathe deeply. Pull up the earth energy through the roots of your trunk, your tree. Reach into Father Sky through the fingers. Magical pose. Inhale and exhale. Draw the arms wide down to the side and then releasing that leg down. Beautiful. So let's come on up to the top of the mat. I don't mind which way you're facing. And then you can hold on to your hips. Inhale, bend both knees, and exhale, step your left foot back out to the side. Once you've got the foot down, then you can straighten out through the legs. Have a shuffle around with the feet, so you've got a heel to arch alignment. So you want to square the hips and roll the buttocks under. Inhale, float the arms up to shoulder level. Exhale. You want to draw your front hip towards your back hip. Keep one plane of alignment. We're going for Trikonasana. So you can maybe, don't push your weight down into this bottom leg, but just sort of have it as a rest stop, and then the top arm coming up. You want the wrist lining up with the elbow, with the shoulder. Maybe you can go for a deeper release with this pose without compromising that alignment. Breathing here. Some of you can even bring the ends of the fingers to the earth. Press the hips under, run the energy along the spine, and then revolve from the navel center. Turn to look to that top hand and beyond if you're not already there. Jalandhara Bandha, draw your throat towards your neck so you don't pinch your neckline. The three-pointed star of Trikonasana. This is a really wondrous and magical pose. It brings light codes through every meridian. Every meridian is open, so you're supercharging with light, with prana, as we call it in yoga. So as you breathe deeper, you'll help this process. And your mind's wandering around the different regions of the body that feel a bit stuck. And you're focusing there, and you're actually producing more energy flow through your mind focus. So where the mind goes, energy flows. Something to remember when you're in uncertain times. Where the mind goes, energy flows. So always do rituals to pull the mind into a positive way of thinking and being and creating solutions. Power down through the feet. Inhale, top arm leads you up. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips, and you can rotate out for the other side. So square the hips and roll the buttocks under. Inhale, float the arms up to shoulder level. Exhale, look over the front hand. So you have to reach up and over through the underside waist for Trikonasana. You don't just drop down. That's when you get those crumpled looking poses. You get some long lines, some elegance here. Even if you're only going to here with the hand, that's fine. Maybe some of you are here, but if you get that lift up and open through the underside waist, really gives you extra length in your spine. Maybe for some of you, tap the ends of the fingers to the earth. Roll the outside edge of the back foot down into the earth. Keeps the back hip open and that beautiful firing of energy through those internal energy lines, your meridians. Don't forget Jalandhara Bandha. Draw your throat towards your neck. Switch on the light, sparkle like a star. Trikonasana, the three-pointed star pose or triangle pose. Power into the feet, remembering your connection always to earth below, sky above, divine realms. You're divine as well. We're all just one stream of consciousness, but we find our point of attention being the avatar of whoever we are. For me, Carrie Ann Fields. I'm the avatar of Carrie, having this third dimensional experience, but I'm in connection always to all other dimensions, receiving frequency, sound, codes, light, information, knowledge, wisdom. It's all there, grounding, beautiful. Power through the feet. Inhale, draw those arms up, and then exhale, hands to the hips, and you want to rotate those feet around. Big deep bend into that front knee, and then pull that back leg in, stand, and then lengthen out through your legs. Beautiful. You're going to come into just a little sequence to pull yourself down and back into seated poses. So inhale, draw the arms up and above the head. Exhale and fold. You can go for the bent knees again. Roll the head under just at the end. Inhale, look out into the distance. And exhale, and we fold. Go for that again. Inhale, look out into the distance. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Step your left foot back. Drop down to the knee. And then just make sure you are feeling quite balanced within the pose. I wanted to shift my right foot over to the outside edge of the mat a little bit. And then that felt good. I can lay my back foot flat onto the earth. You can keep the toes curled under though if it feels better for balance. Hands are coming up onto the front knee. Inhale. Pull back a little bit and then exhale. Go deeper into that release. So you're really getting some energy through the hip flexor and the quadricep there on that left side. Breathing, feeling, being here. We've awakened the back of the body. Now we're awakening the front of the body. We're just getting some nice balance into all regions of the body, breathing and experiencing what it means to be this beautiful human avatar, having this experience. Of course, the world is full of uncertainty, so how can we make peace with that? How can we reside here and not get swept away by the currents of fear and mayhem and chaos? How can we just be the anchor or the eye of the storm? And it's possible. Do your rituals like this. It does make all the difference. Beautiful. So inhale and exhale. Bring that left hand down into the earth. You're going to switch the left foot to the right side. So you kind of swing. I'm going to swing to the front of my mat and face you. So the left foot goes to the right. Helps me to swing around. I'm going to do it in one motion. How'd you go? And now I'm going to work the side, the lateral side of the body. Good. Nice gate pose, Paragusana. So you want to really spread out your toes there on the right, broaden the foot, so you're anchoring down, and then press the hips forward, energy along the legs, spine, torso, neck, and then revolve from the navel center. You want to keep the top shoulder blade down the back. Keep breathing, keep feeling. Well done. Inhale and exhale. Now I want you to just drop down the torso between these two legs. Now if you're feeling a bit stiff, it can be slightly uncomfortable, so just wriggle until you're where you need to be. I'm going to go for eagle arms. So right comes under left. Have those hands pressing together. Breathe here. Press the palms. Inhale. Pull up through your bandhas. Exhale. Squeeze the palms, releasing the arms, all the meridians in the arms. Small intestine, large intestine, lung, pericardium, heart, and the triple warmer or Sanjiao meridian. Beautiful. So nice. Releases the shoulders, all the tension from the upper back that gets stored there when we're trying to problem solve all the time. Releasing it out. Good. Inhale and then exhale. Flip yourself back into the front of the mat here, and you'll just have those back toes curled under. So it's a transition to bring yourself in. Inhale, look out into the distance. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. You stay there. I'm just going to come around to the other side of the mat. So when we do that flip around to the gate pose, I'll be facing you again. So now it's right foot coming back. Inhale. Just adjust as you need to. When you're ready, melt out through those back toes. Hands come up onto the front knee. Inhale, pull back a little bit, and then just find where you can work this one. Keep on breathing. Good, strong release through the front side of the body. Try to get some elevation through the heart, through the crown, and imagine each individual vertebrae of the spine kind of unlocking and rising up. Good. Lovely, everyone. Keep breathing. Keep feeling. Where is your mind? Has it wandered off maybe back to the to-do list or figuring out something? And how can it be? We're being conditioned to problem solve. We think we're being a good human problem solving things. But did you know that it's in silence that the highest remedy, highest solution just drops in? You'll notice that if you're rummaging around at home trying to figure stuff out, researching madly, and then you think, you know what, I'm just going to go for a walk. It's usually on the walk that something drops in when you're back in nature, breathing, back in the moment. So the mind should be a servant for the soul. Shouldn't be the one we rely on to figure things out. So inhale and exhale, right hand down, flip the right foot and lower leg to the left side. Come with me, go for it. Paragusana is our gate pose. Inhale, hips forward, long lines, and then revolve from the navel center. Gaze up, but keep the top shoulder blade down the back. Really giving length, fluidity to the lateral sides of the body. So beautiful. Feeling how you can be extended in all directions, but there's still peace through the breath and the inward focus, and learning how through yoga that the now moment, even if the body's really stretched out, there's a centeredness about it, a peace about it. And that's a good analogy for life, isn't it? Inhale and exhale. So just sink down between these two legs. Again, it may feel a little bit of a strange pose for you, so just adjust as you need to. So let's go. Hopefully I'm getting this right. What do we do on the other side, guys? I think I've got to go left under right. But just do the opposite of what we did on the other side. Keep breathing, keep feeling, pull up through those bandhas. Eagle arms, Paragusana arms. Think about the eagle focus, soaring above it all, seeing from a higher perspective, staying focused on the goal, not getting distracted by what others are doing or telling you, what the media is telling you, politicians are telling you. Being the truth, the sovereign, the free one, the one who, if you make a decision from a place of inner authority, the universe supports that decision always. It always works like that. Inhale and exhale, bring it back, and then this time you can just drag that leg all the way back, and you can have a rest out, restorative style in Balasana. If you've got a bolster, grab that, maybe a cushion, go for it. I'm going to be playing the sound bowl, so just let me set you up. Head could be either side, or if you can, head straight, third eye onto your cushion or maybe even a block. And if you want to, you could have a block or improvise with some books and cushions at home. If you want to go higher, have your block under your bolster. And just sort of figure it out where you need to be. Or you can go for Shavasana. I really don't mind. Whatever works for you today is absolutely perfect. And so you're now going to stay in this pose as our final rest pose, and you're going to be breathing here and just enjoying the sounds of the singing bowl and of the happy drum. Now, if you want, have another little whiff of your lavender if you've got that there. Maybe the crystals, if you happen to have those as well. Put them either around you on your mat, or you can, maybe I've got like I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, I've got like a little green jade heart. If I was going to work with this one, I might put it, if I'm in the child's pose, just under my heart there. So it's giving me, feeding me that energy. So have a little wriggle, get yourself set up for our final pose. Just check in with how you're feeling. You know, if you did this class more because you were feeling uncertain, has something shifted in you? If not now, have that faith in knowing that it will shift within the next hour or the next day or the next week, because you've committed to yourself, you're committed to nourishing yourself and moving energy. And for others, you may have just done this class out of curiosity, but we still all get the benefits. Absolutely we do, because what we have to remember is that all humans, we might look at other people on social media and go, you know, they've got their life together, they're fine. But no, all humans ride the emotional waves. Of course they do. And that's okay. Maybe what's different is some people go, I'm okay with that emotion. I'm okay with my anger, my fear, my anxiety, my uncertainty. I'm going to harness it to motivate me, to move me in a direction that I need to go. Or we could be resisting it, and that's what takes us down. So we just embrace whatever's going on. And then we get into a space where all the universal support rushes in. So hopefully you're all set up now in your Balasana, or if that doesn't serve you today, just lay on down for a traditional Shavasana pose on your back, whatever's going to work for you today. And go into your breath. Really make a strong intention not to problem solve, plan, analyze, figure things out. You don't need to do that. You just need to stay open, because the universe literally has got your back, literally has got your back. So be here and breathe. sound, the beauty, the frequency. Sound is one of the most potent energies, can be used for destruction or it can be used for enlightenment. Be very mindful of what sounds you have around you. You don't want to have TV on just for the sake of it. If you need a feeling of support, then you want to go for music that's at least of 435 hertz. You can find that on YouTube or Spotify. Keep the sound around you, frequency very high. Sound just can change anything in an instant. You look at somatics, you look at when high vibrational sound is made over, say, grains of sand and how it forms into a geometric pattern. It shows us what higher dimensions are all about. They form in sacred geometrical patterns and grid down into this third dimension as form. Do you want distortion in that form, or do you want absolute, undistorted clarity? And you are that geometric pattern. You hold that in your DNA and in your cells. Be the one who is undistorted. Be the one who is organic and natural. So stay in this pose for as long as you need. I'm going to just close our class for today, but do stay, particularly if you have been feeling uncertain, anxious. Spend as much time as you have available just breathing and being here in your child's pose, or shift it out to Shavasana now if you're in child's pose but you feel the need to move. Keep feeling, keep breathing, keep being. Sending you much love. Namaste.